Well, hello everyone, and welcome to our Power the Patch presentation. My name is Gregory Muscari up here in Bozeman, Montana, and I've been with Lifeway for 6 years, and I'm happy to share with you information today about our patented breakthrough in wearable light technology. So I'd like to start by just seeing if we can agree on a couple basic premises. Number one, health truly is our greatest wealth. And when we have it, we seem to just accept it as a norm. But if it starts slipping away, all of a sudden, all of our focus, attention, and much of our resources may be expended to try and get it back. So health truly is our greatest wealth. And number two, I'm 72 years old, and I can tell you firsthand, the symptoms of aging and disease are not fun. Whether it's oral issues, whether it's brain fog, memory, or joints and skin, or maybe it's even worse, maybe it's cardiovascular. The symptoms of aging and disease are just not fun. So we found that the older you get, the faster you age and the slower you heal. And that's due to a natural decline in our body's number one repair system, stem cells. In fact, by the age 30, they've decreased by approximately 50%. By age 60, only a small percentage remain. And that's why, a young lad falls down, skins his knee, and 3 days later, scab falls off. Grandma falls down, skins her knee, breaks her hip, and she's lucky if she ever gets out of the hospital. That's because of a lack of stem cells. Well, remember when you were younger? Remember when you could work all day, party all night, and then get up tomorrow and do it again? Well, maybe like me, you found that doesn't work so well as we move on through the decades in life. Well, how about if I tell you my realization? I finally figured out what I want to be when I get older, and that's younger. And let me ask you two personal questions just to get the juices flowing here and get you considering, what if you could change one thing in your health or in the health of someone you love and care for? What would it be? One thing, if you could just wave a magic wand and one thing would change and get better, what would it be? And what impact would reducing or eliminating that issue have on you or their quality of life? Well, before we get started, I just want to make a general disclaimer that Lifeway products are not designed or intended to heal, treat, cure, or diagnose any disease. They do, however, help our bodies get back into a much healthier, regenerative mode, and many times wonderful things then begin to happen. So if there were an affordable way to change the trajectory of your aging, so you could look, feel, and live younger longer, would you be interested? Well, we've got good news for you here today, because our X39 wearable light technology patch truly is a historic breakthrough in holistic wellness. It's a new patented wearable patch technology. It's affordable, it's safe, non-invasive, and drug-free. It's a unique form of phototherapy, which uses very specific frequencies of light to increase and improve our overall health and wellness, and supports our body's innate ability to heal itself. What I'd like to do is play a very short little video that kind of gives a visual, understanding of how this technology works.
Light, an ancient form of energy that goes back to the dawn of time. For us, it all begins with the sun, the source of light and life for our entire solar system. Even Einstein concluded that everything we're made of contains light. All life originates with the sun through photosynthesis. Plants and vegetation collect the light, and all living creatures emit light. Humans actually emit infrared light, which can be seen with night vision devices. We've known for centuries that light has many effects on the body. LifeWave's phototherapy patches use light to stimulate the body's natural healing systems, providing specific health benefits. Here's how the technology works. First, a patch is applied to specific points on the body. Where the patch covers the skin, infrared light emitted from the body is reflected back into the tissue. This stimulates the skin, which in turn stimulates specific regions of the brain. The brain then taps into the body's own natural flow of energy and the ability to heal itself. Let's take a look at why this is important on a cellular level. For example, a number of our patch products help counteract free radicals, oxygen molecules that damage cell proteins and contribute to visible signs of aging. When the body is stimulated through phototherapy to release its own antioxidants, these free radicals are neutralized naturally. LifeWave phototherapy patches promote an environment that enables the body to optimize its restorative powers and provide specific health benefits, all without the use of harmful drugs or chemicals, all helping you to stay healthy and young. To find out more, contact your distributor. LifeWave. Live long. Live well.
I love that little video. It really just encapsulates the scientific essence of what we have here, which is truly a breakthrough. So let's talk about the power of the patch, and let me explain a little bit deeper on how it works. It's based on the science of photobiomodulation, and each patch contains very specific combinations of organic materials and nanocrystals, and when they're applied or near your body, they're activated by the infrared heat or light coming off of our body, and they then begin to emit very specific wavelengths of light that stimulate targeted and beneficial biochemical responses in the body. This is the basis of LifeWave phototherapy patches, which is truly a breakthrough. Another way of kind of analogizing how our technology works is what we call the sun story. And probably everyone knows that when you go out in the sun, you get, it stimulates the body to make vitamin D, but it's a very specific frequency of light that causes that vitamin D to be made. Just like there's another frequency that causes our body to make melanin, the chemical which gives us a suntan. Well, LifeWave's patented technology is based on the same rock solid, widely recognized scientific principle. So LifeWave itself is a 20-year-old pioneer in wellness technologies. Back in 2000, this amazing life-enhancing technology was originally developed by David Schmidt, our founder and CEO, and used exclusively for Navy SEALs to increase their battle-ready strength, stamina, and performance without the use of drugs, stimulants, or caffeine. In 2004, David founded LifeWave to bring this amazing technology to the masses. In 2010, they established their manufacturing, international distribution, IT, and customer service in Ireland. And in 2024, we just are in the process of opening a new global headquarters in Draper, Utah, here in the USA. And this is a picture of our new home headquarters in Draper, Utah. And from our 15 global distribution centers all around the world, we're already currently distributing to over 80 countries. So let's talk a little bit about our visionary founder and CEO, David Schmidt. And David's not only a brilliant scientist and researcher, he's a genius inventor with over 139 patents, and he's been on the leading edge of phototherapy research and science for over 24 years now. David's already conducted over 80 clinical studies proving the efficacy of LifeWave phototherapy products, and many more studies are always in the works because this is a very science-based company. And David is more interested in working in the laboratory and proving the technologies than sitting in an office somewhere. So our focus for the last 14 years has been in the area of anti-aging and regenerative science. And in 2019, we released to the global market the LifeWave X39, which some are calling the holy grail of health, healing, and regeneration. Truly a historic and affordable breakthrough in wellness technology, actually doing what the big multi-billion-dollar companies and big pharma have not been able to do. And that is when used in conjunction with proper nutrition and hydration, so you have the raw materials in your body, X39 has been proven to activate a very specific copper peptide that supports and enhances stem cell activity. And in addition to that, also alters gene expression towards a more younger and vibrant you. And the proof is putting it on your body and trying it. Yes, we have patents. Yes, we have clinical studies. And yes, we have field results proving that X39 is actually turning back our biological clock, helping people of all ages to look, feel, perform, and live younger. And for us baby boomers, that's very exciting news. The proof is in the patent, and you can see in our patent that was issued to us in July of 2020, it states that our product embodies phototherapy that produces beneficial effects to the human body, such as activation of stem cells. Sorry, I have an audience here with my dog. She thinks I'm talking to her. So let's talk about the benefits you might experience if you choose to try the X39, which I certainly help you do. Is number one, more energy. And energy certainly is the currency of life, and using X39 leads to an increase in cellular energy. And from the very first day, you may feel less fatigued and more energized. How about better sleep? Using X39 leads to an improvement in the quality of sleep. Most people report that their sleep is longer and deeper. How about sports performance? And using X39 also improves both sports performance as well as recovery after exercise. And some X39 users over the age of 50 have reported feeling stronger and more fit than they were back in their 20s and 30s. And LifeWave patches now used by pro and amateur athletes around the world in almost every sport. Certainly the media has begun to notice, and you might too if you look carefully at some of your favorite athletes and Olympians, and you see these auspicious little white patches on their bodies, and that is LifeWave. How about pain relief? And most people notice a reduction of pain within minutes of application. Certainly the pain relieving benefits of X39 need to be experienced to be believed. And it is certainly wonderful. And brain, many report improved memory, focus, and cognitive function. We have clinical studies proving that continued use, there's a cumulative effect in brain health. Wound healing. X39 helps support the natural wound healing process, and people are noticing a great reduction in wound healing, whether it's an accident, an owie, or minor or major surgery. You know, people are just healing much more rapidly than the doctors or they expect them to. For example, look at these results on some of the benefits of X39. This gentleman on the left, after only 8 weeks of using the product, look at the difference of his skin and look at the light in his eyes. He's more alive. He's more there. And this lady next to him, you look at after 4.5 months of using X39, the age reversal and collagen production increase, substantial change in her face, in her lips, in her cheeks, in her neck, a big difference. Down below, the 6-year-old's fingertip was cut off in a door and reattached. The doctor said it's going to die off, and they didn't even want to sew it back on. The parents insisted that he sew it back on, and they put the X39 patches on the finger. And look at 8 weeks later, you can't even tell that the accident ever happened. And this gentleman on the right, he was working in the attic and fell through the ceiling, broke 6 ribs and punctured his lung. Extreme pain. Expected recovery, according to doctors, was 6 weeks. And with X39, he was back to work in 3 weeks. And look at that picture from June 17th, right after it happened, to June 30th. That's 2 weeks later, 13 days later. You can barely tell what had happened to him. And here, this is a really amazing one. X39 speeds recovery for this lady after radiation treatment. And you can see the radiation treatment was on June 6th. June 10th, it wasn't looking any better, starting a little better on the 17th. The 23rd, quite a bit better. You're going to be shocked when you see on June 30th, which was a little over 3 weeks later, you can't even tell she ever had the treatment. So this is, you know, the wonder, the magic of our technology. And wrinkle reduction. And sadly, this doesn't happen as quickly as pain reduction, so it's not so quick. But we encourage everyone that starts using the product to take pictures of fine lines and wrinkles, because over an 8 to 12 week period, there's a substantial decrease for almost everybody. And the same with scar reduction. This is a phenomenon called remodeling, which reduces the appearance of scars. And again, we encourage people to take pictures before and after, because when your scars start melting away, you know something's going on. And think about this. If they're melting away on the outside, what if you have scars on the inside from injuries or surgeries or such? You know, scar tissue is being replaced with new healthy cells. And finally, hair growth. We have lots of anecdotal reports from many users experiencing an increase in the quality, quantity, and speed of hair growth, and some even getting their old color back. So pretty exciting. So bottom line, it's all about youth renewal. The results is a better, healthier, more vibrant you, whether it's just enjoying life with your partner, with your grandkids, you know, and aging is a feeling, not a number. It's not about the number of candles on the cake. It's how you feel, you know, as you move through the years and through the decades. So I'm going to just play another short little video with some testimonials so you can see what people are saying about LifeWave X39.
X39 has really changed my life. I'm not stuck at home in pain in bed. I'm out here with my friends and enjoying my family.
Big thank you to LifeWave for helping me, helping my family, and helping the 100 people now in our team who are using LifeWave daily and their families. Big thank you. Love the products.
And I have energy through the roof.
I sleep better. I have so much more energy.
Throughout the day, I can focus better. I can concentrate in my work.
Our church worship service lasts 45 minutes. For the last 2 years, I've not been able to stand that long. 2.5 weeks into wearing the X39 patch, the pastor said, "You can now be seated." It dawned on me at that moment that, my goodness, I've been standing this whole time, didn't realize it.
After starting using the technology for approximately 2 weeks, my pain completely disappeared.
32 years of pain gone in 3 days.
I just love the products. They just help me to feel younger and younger year after year.
Thank God for X39.
My skin become younger, softer, firmer.
It's been really amazing.
I love X39 because it really helped reduce the inflammation in my knee. I can now run again. Woohoo!
Woohoo! I love that. So, you know, not only do we have millions of people around the world in 80 countries experiencing the benefit of our products, we have thousands of health practitioners from all different types using our products in their practice, having amazing results. And we're very blessed tonight to have two of them on with us. And I'm going to turn the next part of the call over to Anne Moreau. She's a registered nurse and a nutritionalist with, Anne, correct me if I'm wrong, 45 years, I think, in the
Well,
healing.
you know what, Gregory? I'm up to 50 years.
50 years. 50 years in the healing arts. So I'm going to stop my share. I'm going to turn it over to you, Anne, for the next part of our call.
Thank you, Gregory. What a beautiful presentation. I really appreciate, oh my God, the details are unbelievable. So thank you for that presentation. I'm going to bring on Cathy Wong tonight. Cathy Wong, come on. Let's see your image. Let me tell you a little bit about Cathy. Cathy is a doctor of dental surgery, and she's practiced for over 30 years. So Cathy, you're going to catch up to me pretty soon. So I want to ask you some questions about what got you interested in this technology. What brought you into this?
Well, you know, my husband, I have to give it back to my husband. He listens to Michael Jaco all the time. And Michael Jaco did an interview with David Schmidt. And John said, "Cathy, you need to take a look at this. We have always used supplementation. We've always wanted to find ways to just be healthy." So when he looked at the technology and he saw this information, he says, he got excited. He said, "You need to look at it." So I did a little bit of a deep dive into it, and here I am.
So are you liking it? What are you liking about this technology?
Oh, I love it. I just love it. You know, one of the things that, you know, we talk about anti-aging, we talk about, you know, a lot of different things is people go through the aging process, or I should say, as time passes on, you know, things happen and things change. But one of the things that caught my eye when I looked at this technology was the word longevity. we want to be able to live long. We want to be able to have, to feel good, to go ahead and look good. And we want to be able to not have anything cramp our lifestyle. We want to have fun with life.
That's
And
right.
that was really what I love about everything.
So was that word longevity, huh? That really caught your eye? Very cool. Very cool. So can you talk a little bit about, people that you've encountered and how you might have used these patches in your life or
Absolutely. Well,
in your business?
the first thing I did was I called my sister on the phone and said, I came across something, you might be interested in it. And I gave her just a brief bit of information because I really didn't know that much about it. Well, the first words out of her mouth was, when you get it in the mail, I'm coming over. I want some of it. I also have a mother who was 91 at that time. And I thought, well, this might be something that might help her. Okay. And then as we go on with other family members, we have pets that have been impacted by this technology, and other people that I've worked with, people that have come into my practice that I've encountered. We just see so many amazing stories.
Do you want to share a few?
Absolutely. So I would probably want to share, this is one of my favorite ones because my brother-in-law, low back pain, 7 out of 10 every day. And right when we were introduced to the technology, he had done something to his shoulder, had a little tear in it, and they wanted him to say, you're going to need surgery. Well, who wants surgery? So my sister and he started using the patch technology. Well, the low back pain went away in probably maybe a couple of days. He claims it's a miracle. Okay. And then after about 60 days of continuous, consistent patching, the shoulder issues went away. So he's got full mobility of that shoulder and full mobility of that arm. Okay. And I don't think that would have happened without this technology, the patch technology. Okay. My mother's had several results too. Like I said, she's 93 now. Okay. And they've taken her off of several medications and they've lowered some of the dosages on some of them. Okay. One of the things that was a very subtle thing that I noticed was her handwriting was not very good. Well, after a year of consistent patching, what we did see was she had a steadier hand. Now, is that something that, you're looking for? Not necessarily, but I'm sure that it's got to be the patches that produce that steadier hand.
Yeah, that's why that health tracker is so important, right? Because
Absolutely.
that way you can really identify and see, what are there are little changes sometimes we don't even pay attention to, but that tracker really helps us kind of keep track of things. When you talked about shoulder, it really triggered one of my friends also had shoulder issues. She was told surgery is the only way this is going to fix this. There is no way this is going to get better without surgery. And she was insistent she wasn't going to do it. And she started on the patches. And 3 months in, her pain went away. 6 months later, she had full range of motion. Today, she waves her arms all over the place and says, no pain, no surgery. It's amazing what these patches have done for her, recovery. So similar story to your brother-in-law.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I know as a dental surgeon, people must ask you about, do you ever patch for pain? And you and I were talking earlier, and I was sharing with you that I had a young woman that I, worked with that her mom said she's very spleeny. She's a very spleeny young woman. So she said, I need to patch her really well she was having her wisdom teeth removed. And I remember when I was young and I had my wisdom teeth removed, the next day my face was so swollen. So we patched her. Mom patched her with a couple of, used the X39, and then she used some pain patches and some inflammation patches. And the next day, that young woman had no swelling, and she had no pain. And by day 3, she was eating. So
Wow.
Pretty remarkable.
Yeah, it is remarkable technology.
Absolutely. So what do you share when customers or anybody that you're talking with that starts on these patches, what do you tell them they need to do?
Well, the first thing I do is I always share a story because, stories go ahead and tell a lot. And people want to know that the technology works. But one of the things I always want to tell people is that the biggest question is, how is it going to work for you? Because we don't necessarily get to pick, where the stem cells go or where things go to heal. Okay. So we just need to be patient. So I always like to set an expectation. Okay. But it's a 12-hour wear. You wear the patches for 12 hours. You take them off, give the body a rest. And the reason that you do that is if you wear the patches continually, the brain is going to go ahead and start to ignore the signal, and you're not going to get the results that you're really, truly looking for. We need to stay hydrated too, because, the patches work off of frequencies and there's energy flow through the body. And we want to make sure that that energy flow goes, and hydration is a big key here. Okay. So those are some of the things that I initially share with someone when they're starting to wear the patch technology.
Yeah. So you talk a lot about consistency. That's an important one in your mind, isn't it?
It is because, whether you're consistent at anything, whether it be consistent in exercise, whether it be consistent in the diet or a vitamin you take, or even like I say, I'm a dentist, consistent with your brushing and your flossing. So when someone tells me that they do something 3 times a week, I always joke and says, well, how do you pick the days? What day do you do that if it's 3 times a week? Is it Monday, Wednesday, Friday? So we want to wear the patches daily because we want to get the results. Now, there may be a specific patch, a support patch that maybe someone may wear a little differently, but we're mainly talking about X39, the X technology that we want to
Yeah,
be consistent with.
definitely. Sometimes people say to me, "Well, how do you decide, who to talk to about this? What do you do to sort of determine who am I going to talk to about this technology? What kinds of
I
things to look for?"
like to listen to what people tell me because they say a lot of different things. People will say it, with, their actions. They may say it with, something is, hurting them. So I always want to check to see if they're open. If they're open to learning about something new that may be able to help you with whatever issue you're complaining about. And if someone's open, then you're well, you can go forward and you can go ahead and share the technology. I've encountered people that just simply aren't open. So if they're not open, you need to kind of just move on because you're just not gonna, it's not gonna work for you nor for them to try to push something on them.
Right. It shouldn't be about pushing, right?
No, it shouldn't be.
Oh. So is there like any contraindications to using this technology?
Well, there's not really been any studies on people who are pregnant and people who are going through treatment for those angry cells. Okay. So it always should be a choice. Okay. And if someone's going through treatment, they really need to maybe consult their healthcare practitioner, their physician, to go ahead and decide whether this is something that they can use. It may be before treatment, it may be in between treatment, but certainly you want to go ahead and make those choices yourself.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, how long do you think it takes? Most people will say, well, when am I going to notice anything? Is it in 24 hours? Is it, when am I going to notice?
Well, some people notice it right away. We
Yeah.
call those people one patch wonders because they put the patch on and they get a result right away. And that's exciting when that happens. Then we have other people that it takes time. If you have a condition, you need to realize you didn't get there overnight. So going ahead and maybe making a reversal of your issues may take time. I like to use the 90 and 10%. So 10% of people will get results right away. 90% can't really feel repair going on. And I really don't know where you're going to sit. Are you going to be a 90%er or a 10%er?
Yeah. So the 90 and 10%, I like that. I like that sort of way of looking at it. But a lot of people, like, I mean, when I look at myself, I
Mhm.
didn't notice the technology right away. It took almost 6 months for me to notice it. What about you? How long did it take you to notice things?
I'd have to say maybe the same thing. Now, the first thing that I did, I put the patch on, and I have a little finger because I do a lot of work with my hands, and maybe was kind of little clicky. And I noticed that went away the first time I put the patch on, but that was really the only thing that I noticed. So I just knew the science. I knew it worked, and I wanted to be healthier. Okay, and I knew that repair takes time.
Yeah,
Okay, repair takes time, and I was
definitely.
willing to I was willing to wait.
Oh, awesome. So you talked to me a little bit, we were talking a while ago about, dental issues, and you said something about how dental issues tell you something about the body. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So, the mouth can be a mirror to the rest of the body. So when people have other issues elsewhere, sometimes they appear in the mouth. And maybe a good example would be, I have a lot of people who may come in and they say, gosh, after my first child, I mean, everything just went. I have all these dental issues now. We have to think about what is happening when someone is pregnant. All the body's resources are going into one area. Okay. So it's being taken away from other areas that are less critical. And so things happen when someone has lower immunity or other issues in the body. Those, resources that your body is utilizing is going to meet those critical organs or critical issues in the body. So it's going to be taken away from the mouth. Okay. So people, I can always say that the mouth is a mirror to the rest of the body. So if you're having a lot of problems, there may be something else going on that you don't really realize or you can't feel.
Absolutely. And so if they're having those issues, I mean, you encourage them obviously to get in and get that taken care of. But do you
Absolutely.
tell them anything else, Kathy? Is there anything else that you share with them? I mean, if you're going to look in their mouth, you're going to do the work in their mouth. What else do you share with them?
Well, it depends on the patient because I've had a lot of core patients that I've shared the technology with. It has to be someone who's open to the technology. But also when people come on in to see me, they come in for a specific reason. And one of the things that we really want to address, we want to address what they're looking for. And then as we start to build a relationship of trust, okay, then we start to look at other things that are going on. And that's when I may be able to share the information with them about the patches and how it might work for them.
Hmm. Yeah, so you're developing the relationship, you're getting them to kind of look at the patch technology at that point, and have some of your patients gotten great results? Some of
They
your
have.
clients?
They have. I have
Yeah.
people that work in the office too that have gotten great results. I have someone that had fallen on the ice and she had bruised some ribs. Bruised ribs and cracked ribs are probably about the same as far as pain goes. And she was back to work in the office within a week using
Wow.
the patch technology. I have another person that she had gotten she'd gotten a diagnosis of a lesion on her back that needed to come off because there was a problem with it. And she didn't get an appointment for about a month, but she had just started the patches. But when she went on in to get the lesion removed, the doctor couldn't find it. He had to go back to his
Awesome.
iPad picture to find out where it was. He says, that thing shrunk. And she knew the
Wow.
only thing that she had been doing different was wearing those patches. I have
That's
patients that have pain, shoulder pain, they have other issues, energy issues, knee pain, and when they've utilized the technology, they get a great result. And that's always good to hear.
Oh yeah, isn't that what it's all about for us, right?
Yes.
As health practitioners, is to really help that individual, get better, feel better, better
Mhm.
health, longevity, as you said earlier. So, is there any last minute things that you'd like to share with the audience at this point?
Yeah, I would. So when people talk about dental infection, I want people to be really mindful that infection is simply infection, and sometimes you really just don't want to ignore it. So if there's an issue you have in your mouth, certainly the patches can help with a lot of different symptoms and issues, but don't ignore the problem. Please get it looked at because it may cause another problem. It may domino into something else that you really don't want to have to deal with.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Kathy, for being here tonight. I really enjoyed our conversation.
Oh, I
Back
have
to
a
you,
pleasure.
Gregory. You're muted, Gregory.
I'll learn to unmute myself. Thank you, ladies. I learned a lot tonight. Great stories, and thank you so much for sharing with us tonight.
Oh, you're welcome. Good night.
Okay. Good night. Thanks very
Good
much.
night.
I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again. And I'm very excited to tell you, since the X39 was launched 6 years ago, over the last 4 years, LifeWave has had record-breaking growth. In fact, we were recognized, according to the Direct Selling News, as the #1 in direct selling in the United States and maybe in the world over the last 4 years of consistent growth. And this is our founder, David Schmidt. He's very proud of it. And actually, I'll show you a sales graph, and you can see what's happened over the last 5 years. We've grown 20x. And I just heard from our founder yesterday, David Schmidt, that we did around 400 million in 2023. and he's expecting we're going to crest over the top of 600 million for 2024. That's 50% growth in 1 year, and still, around 50% of our total sales is the X39 patch. That's a clue, because we have 9 other patches, and one patch is selling as much as all the other 9 put together. So just a few things I'd like to share with you before we wind up today. LifeWave is a great opportunity. It's a great plan B in the gig economy. You can help us get the word out on our patented exclusive products with no competition. All of our products are unique, exciting, exclusive, and patented. We have a simple, duplicatable success system. We have free websites, training, and support. There's a very low cost of entry and the satisfaction of being rewarded for making a difference in people's lives. So we have a simple and generous compensation plan. In addition to being a rock solid 20-year-old, this is our 20-year anniversary year, company doing business in 80 plus countries, we've got a time-tested, balanced, and well-structured compensation plan that generously pays out 50% of total sales to brand partners 5 different ways. We have a very generous customer bonus. We have product introduction bonuses. When you introduce a new brand partner, they buy one of our product introduction packages. We have $50 binary cycle bonuses that can go on literally infinite volume. We have 20 to 25 matching bonuses and wonderful trips, contests, and special bonuses. In fact, if you look there, my backdrop is from a recent trip that my wife and I earned, an incentive trip to the Greek Isles. So, LifeWave is a lifestyle company. It's a wellness company and also building a lifestyle. So if you want more information on compensation plan, get back with the person that invited you here tonight. In conclusion, I'm going to say there's 3 ways to get started. A good way to get started is just get started. Just say yes. And you can buy a 1-month supply of X39 for $149. And that's like a cup of coffee a day. It's not even a latte. Okay. It's about, about $5 a day. A better way is to become a preferred customer. You get a 33% discount or a $50 discount on the X39. And somebody needs to mute themselves, please. And the monthly, and that requires a monthly auto ship subscription. But the good news is there's no long-term commitment. You could cancel it in a week, a month, or a year, or probably never, because when you start experiencing the benefits of these products, like many of us, you're probably going to want to be on them for the rest of your life. So the third way, and the best way, and by the way, they all come with a 30-day money-back, risk-free guarantee. The best way is to become a brand partner, to join us, and you can get paid for sharing. You can earn a part-time or full-time income. You can earn generous personal and team rewards, and getting paid weekly for sharing these wonderful products. We have 5 brand partner starter kits available to choose from, and they all come with a risk-free 30-day money-back guarantee. So for my wife, Robin, and I, finding LifeWave was an answer to a prayer. Every day we hear miracle stories. Every day we are enhancing and changing lives. And every day we're enjoying the blessings of health, vitality, lifestyle, community, and financial freedom that LifeWave provides to us and to so many others around the world. So the next steps is, first, I just want to say thank you for being with us. Someone cared enough about you to invite you to listen to this. So get back with that person who invited you here and get your questions answered. And we encourage you to commit to try X39. And with our risk-free 30-day guarantee, you've got nothing to lose and your health to gain. And you too can start enjoying the enhanced quality of life and maybe changing the trajectory of your aging and maybe your finances too. So together we can share the good news about X39, and we invite you to join our global wellness community. So this brings our Power of the Patch presentation to a close. And again, I invite you to get back with the person that invited you here tonight. So thanks everyone for being part of this. And this will officially end our call. Thank you. Bye-bye.